All right, what up, YouTube? It's back on another video. It's the Night Saint here. This video gonna be about, the video gonna be about, it's my 20th birthday today, August 27th, 2002. Kevin Down was born. Another year around the sun. Like I said, I'm honestly just grateful I'm alive, man. Like I said, gratitude goes a long way. Like I said, I think I'm just grateful. Like I said, I didn't get much. Like I said, I just went to the metaphysical shop and got some stuff, but like I said, I don't really get like gifts. Like my girl took me out and stuff like that. Like like I don't get gifts. Like I said, I'm very grateful that I'm not really a hard person to like to please. So like I said, I like a lot of small things. But yeah, went to metaphysical shop, got some stuff. And like I said, just having a chill birthday. Didn't really do much. I go to work tomorrow. Like I said, I don't go. I do, but I'll go in. But basically, I'm just living life. Taking it one day at a time, maxing, relaxing. So yeah. Uh, this video is gonna be about like what I learned. I think I'm just say, dude, I'm gonna stick to this year, but I might tap back into 2021. But this year, I made like a little small list so I can just keep track. So cause I think I got a bad ass habit of just forgetting what I be talking about, and now I start going in all type of directions. But first thing I put on the list is everything's constantly changing. Nothing is ever permanent. I think that a lot of the problem with like the world is like people think I think why a lot of complaining or just a lot of just anger, just negative emotions toward things is that people think a lot of things are just supposed to stay the same, and it don't stay the same. It never stays the same. Even though it's nothing new under the sun, it's always a constant cycle and a change of new and old things combined. So in many ways, I had to get this idea of everything is constantly changing, because even in my own life, I would get complacent with a lot of things, unconsciously, but it's like I was very complacent with just how, let's say, even how my character is. I would create this idea of myself, which is very negative, which is very bad, but I create this idea of myself, and let's say if I didn't live up to this idea, like I said, I would not kill myself, literally, but just metaphorically speaking, I would take myself to the ringer, and I'd beat up myself about not being this person that I would think I am, and or I would like showcase the world that I am, and it was honestly killing me inside in a way. It was more like a psychological type of thing. It threw me off my square when, let's say, something may arise, and like I said, the person that I thought was me and that's supposed to be me had done something, let's say, that's out of character for me, and it would just send me into like this like identity crisis in a way, where I'm sitting there trying to figure out like, damn, like why did I do that, and is this me? And it's like a constant like battle with just like good and evil in a way. And I think that after I changed my mindset to just understand that things are going to change for the better, for worse. Like I said, things are made for you. Like I said, things are not really done. Like when you sit back and really like look at the world and look at, like, let's say, your situation. Like in many times, like as a recent, my car like stopped working on me. In many ways, like I said, it was a disadvantage, but I think I've grown to very like much understand it and like appreciate it, because when my car broke down, it slowed me down a lot, because I was moving very fast, and I ended up getting to a point where I was not. I was clearly delusional. I wasn't in reality, where I was like, Kevin. Even if I was like, if I had my car, I probably would have been in a more probably messed up position if I didn't not lose my car, but my car just broke down on me. So uh, change is always gonna happen. Change is for you. Like I said, change is always call for. Like I said, it's evolving. You have to evolve to like really evolving is always going to happen, and you need to get with it. Just because how about I say, if you don't evolve, you perish. It's like survival of the fittest. If you can't keep up, you will be left behind. And a lot of people got to get that in their head. Like I said, of course, a lot of people not in the perfect world, people would, but people have to get that in their head. So suffering is really to a minimum. The next idea I think I learned was that the more you know is like the more you know or understand is only shows you like how much you really don't know. Of course, like I said, I'm only 20. Like I said, I live fraction of a lot of people's life that really has like some true wisdom. I think wisdom is very much like knowledge and information, knowledge and time and experience applied. Like people, I don't believe I have wisdom. I have a lot of information. I only live so long, so I can't like when people. You can see people on the internet doing this. They're trying to talk like they know it all, and I don't try to. I try to keep myself from ever falling in that trap by trying to speak like I know it all because I know I don't. And also, I just don't want to give my ego extra fuel to to survive in a way or to function in a way where it's not conducive to my spirit growing and like evolving, you know. In my mind, I try to keep my ego. I mean, of course, have my spirit and just more on the elevated level. My ego is like, in many ways, I think that the ego and the spirit is supposed to work in tandem in many ways, but also just the spirit just have to be more in control. Just because the ego, it's quite tricky sometimes, especially if you don't understand it. Uh, like I said, and I only got like small understanding of that too. Like I said, just having when you know more, or when you know more in quotation marks, it enlightens you to the fact that it just shows you that there's still more that you need to know, and just how infinite the world really is. Even if, like I said, you may have some let's say some very valuable information about, let's say, X, Y, and Z, you still have maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like an X squared or something, like I said, that you know nothing about, and then it's an X squared, and it just keep going on. It keep going deeper into, let's say, one topic, like I said. And when you get an understanding, it's almost like a dog chasing his tail. So it's a never ending cycle. Because I mean, like I said, you can always get better. It's never like a point where you're gonna be like, damn, I'm done getting good. I about to say you can become a master at it, but like I said, even masters like still learn. It's a quote. I think I really don't want to misquote it, but it's something along the lines of how about to say I think a master has failed more times than the student has like tried. And I think it's just more about speaking about how long you can just how dedicated and how much you can really do something and try your hardest. You know what I mean? Of course, and just staying committed to things. And yeah, and of course progressing. Uh, Another thing I learned this year is more about actions, and actions are like really the only thing that matters. Like in many ways, I think a lot of the world is the world of the ego. You get attached to concepts and terms, and what the concepts and terms do is it's like somebody playing a magical spell over you. People get caught up in these words. Even myself at times, I got caught up in, let's say, even just take like this, the more popular thing going on, like alpha males and all that shit. Like all that shit is just like, it's internet world type of things. And at the end of the day, you can do this or you can't. And in many ways, of course, like I said, I'm only 20, so I grew up with the internet. In many ways, your mind it grows to function on the internet and not in the real world. So let's say with me wanting to do YouTube and stuff like that, I always had a dream to do YouTube, but with a mindset of like, oh, like the internet is a real thing, and also just all these concepts and words. It's cool that you understand the concepts, but like what action are you putting behind like the words that you learning, and really like getting some true information from? It's like, let's say, like practices, like spiritual practices. You can know all the spiritual practices in the world, but if you don't practice them and make mistakes and fail and just learn it and not learn it, but just practice, like the word just practice. Just practice it and experience it. You would never truly know like what it is. Like I said, you just know something, so you don't really have true knowledge and like wisdom about it, That's something I'm starting to really like get and like nod in my head now, because I'm really not about to really be able to. I think I'm getting to the point in my head is like I'd rather like die than just to not do what I'm supposed to be doing, or do what I feel I'm supposed to be doing. So, and that's what I think is more what inspiring and action out of me to do. Like, just talk more or just be on my YouTube channel more. And also it links to like the idea like desire, passion, and caring. If you're passionate about something, or you have a desire about something, it's almost equivalent to like you being passionate about something. And to think about passion, desire, and all this, and caring is like the main thing, the main driving force behind all those things is our action. If you really care about something, if you really desire something, or if you really have a passion for something, action will be right behind that. If you don't have action, then like I said, it's something that you really got to consider. Like, is this something that you really desire? Is this something that you really want to do, or do like if you even care about what it is, like you say you have like a desire about. I had to do a lot of that type of reflection this year about even people like I had in my life and just what I wanted to do in my life. And like I said, I'm still going through it just because that's about to say you got to go through it to get to it. So in many ways, I've always been in this idea like I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, or not even figure out what I want to do, realize what I want to do, because that's more what it is. Is I have a feel for everything, but it's more about making all those things that my mind is telling me or my heart is telling me I should be doing align like in one singular thing. Like, and I think that's YouTube, and of course tying that in, well, spiritual practice, but tying that in with everything else. Another thing that, well, that's connected to like the second point out, the next point I was gonna make is like getting clarity, understanding on every and anything. If your vision is unclear, it makes it a lot harder for you to ever like manifest or accomplish any of your goals. It was a method I learned in school called SMART method. How about say? I really don't remember it. How about say maybe y'all remember if y'all watched the video, but I think it was timely, articulate. Those I think I'm just that's so pitiful. I don't remember them, but basically it's just something. It's like it's making your goals concise and making sure that it's followable, so you can be able to accomplish them in a good amount of time. And like I said, it's very clear, and you got it. It's clear and concise and straight to the point, so you don't waste any extra time that you need to. Well, that you would, let's say, just BSing around. I've been in high school for about 2 years. I haven't been lounging around, but I've been very much so like a lot of things like take with YouTube. I could be doing YouTube in ninth grade when I was doing it originally. Like I'm gonna keep my old videos up, but like I have a lot of old videos, just me at my ninth grade stage, and I was just doing all this stuff on here, and that's just what I was doing. And like I said, if I would have been doing that from ninth grade all the way to now, like I said, who knows where I would have been at. But of course, just how the world works. Like I said, things meant to work out the way it's supposed to work out. But yeah, always have a clear idea of what you want. Like I said, if I knew that back then, like I said, I would have stuck to it instead of just, I don't have my mind to hop from thing to thing. Oh yeah, I'm going to college. Oh yeah, trade school. Oh yeah, I might just want to learn about energy healing. Oh yeah, I might want to learn about, tech and software development. Oh, I might just want to work a job, just work a job until, I can invest my money in just all these areas, when really you just need to focus on one area at one time and just limit your options for the moment. And then, like I said, whenever that's set and stable, maybe move your mind to something else. But don't try too hard to juggle a lot of things. And I wish I was actually taught that growing up better. Just being able to manage manage my thoughts better, but manage just my ambitions and desires. And also being able to just have like a burning fire for those type of things, because that's also one thing I didn't have growing up, but I'm developing it now because that's what's needed. And like I said, if I'm gonna make any movement or just move forward, that's what I'm gonna have to do. So like I said, I'm content with that, and I have no problem with that. Another thing I would say is you always have a choice. Next point. Don't ever think that you don't have a choice. I think a lot of people get that your choice is your power. I made mistakes with my choices, and I don't, like I said, of course, like I said, I'm not proud of it. Like I said, I made my mistakes, and everybody's not. You can't be perfect. And you gotta learn to own up to them, not own up to them fully, in the sense of like ownership, where it's like I'm always like, oh, this is me. And like I said, and it's like it's sort of embarrassing. It's like it's showing that you're not really being able to understand yourself and just heal from like your problems. It's like you holding yourself. It's like you latching on it's like you attaching like a problem to yourself or an energy to yourself that's more than likely is gonna cause something else negative to happen. Uh, let's say lying. I lied before. Like I said, I I think before I would be like I'm a liar and then like all that type of shit, and it's like you're not really doing any good by keeping yourself bound by that word or just words, period. And you can't move forward allowing yourself to think like that, like damn, I'm a liar, and then like that type of stuff. Just and you don't got to say that to the world. You got to say it to yourself. That's one of the more important things is that you say it to yourself, and then you try to speak it out. Like I said, it's like some type of truth or something. And when it's really, I mean, if you believe it, you believe it. But you wouldn't want to. You shouldn't stay in a space that you don't want to be in. So I wouldn't call myself a liar. I wouldn't call myself like deceitful and all this stuff because I mean, at heart of heart, I'm not that type of person. I've done it just because I had similar urges, but I've never just been a person that's lying. Uh, and like I said, you just really got to be honest with yourself and just take the time to really be like, you know what? Don't take ownership of, let's say, your flaws, but acknowledge them, like I said, and understand that, things happen. Learn from it and move on. I about to say, and I think that's a lot of, that would help a lot of people with just, I think, healing and just moving forward with their own selves, and their own mental health and things like that. Choices. I'm going back to choice. I don't know, I'm on a tangent, but just I understand that being able to have full control over your life it's very rewarding. It's very rewarding. It's hard, and it's not an easy thing to do. It's very because you have to look at every aspect, and you can't be a slouch about it either. Like in many ways, I was at work. I work at I ain't gonna say where I work at, but I worked there and at a job, and the lady was like, "I'm about to you at work again." I'm like, "I ain't got no choice." And then she said like, "You always got a choice," and I'm like, and she was a whole witness, but I'm like, damn. I never thought about it like that. It's like you always have a choice, but I think a lot of people just don't like the choices that they have to make. And I think that just involves you putting yourself in positions and undesirable positions where you have to make these choices where you don't like. So a lot of it is just keeping some type of self-awareness about where you at and where you going and where you putting yourself, positioning yourself at with people's life or just even in your own mind. Just being able to keep some type of self-awareness at all times, or just most of the time. Like I said, of course, start small, but just try to keep your awareness about what you're doing with your words, your actions, what you think about, and slowly but surely, like you're gonna start pulling energy out from these places that you don't want it to be at, and you will be able to direct them into places you want to be at, and this goes into you being your own enemy. Whenever you learn to accept yourself for who you are and love yourself in a way where you can redirect your negativity and just be like an alchemist and just being able to turn negativity into positivity, you will really, I think, not even I know from personal experience that you will honestly be able to do like a lot of good things with your own life. Like I said, no matter if it's big or small, just being able to use your energy properly and not sending it to a channel that's very negative is just very powerful. Like I said, it's really like one of the first steps to you like getting true freedom. Like I said, just freedom over like yourself. And if you got freedom over yourself, you really got freedom over everything. And that's how I like to look at it. And lastly, one thing I learned is this idea about just making a decision. I think this really goes into just being decisive and just, I mean, it's a people skill, but also I think it's more of a masculine thing. I come to find out. I grew up very indecisive, but like I said, as a man, I think, like I said, as a man, I have different type of standards. Than, like I said, other people, like I intend like to lead whoever is around me, and I've been gaining more knowledge on just leadership and just being able to lead people properly, and being decisive is really like a thing that you have to learn and develop. And it's not easy by any means because I was raised around a bipolar mother and just things like that, just craziness. And it's like when you can't think about that type of stuff, when you're around people that's uncertain, and like very shaky. It's very hard to, when you grow up and make this, well, when you grow up, it's hard to really make a decision because you grow up around all that shakiness. Like I said, you people, like I said, really only two ways. Well, three ways anything happens. You know, either you pick up what you got from your environment, you do the opposite of your environment, or you know, you get like a little mix of it. You know, but for the most part, like I said, I grew up very indecisive, not being able to choose. So in many ways, like I said, now I try not to think about things too much. I try to just make a choice. Of course, like I said, depending on the situation, like I said, if it's very much aimed towards like, you know, thinking about other people, of course you got to think about the pros and cons, and consider everything else and consider everybody else, you know, feelings or opinions. Let's say it's like a team effort or something. But for the most part, like just being able to just make a split decision, and whatever happens, good or bad, just take it as it is. And I guess over time you will start to, it's sort of like an instinctual, intuitive type of thing. You start to develop more of a intuitive sense, an instinctual type of sense where you understand, like, okay, not even you understand, it's like a split second, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. And it's like, and it works, you know, like it wouldn't, like I said, it really just wouldn't matter about if it's good or bad. It's just like, this is what you feel like doing. This is this way that you feel like doing, or the way that you felt is right. So that's what you did. And like I said, more times often than not, most likely, like if you strengthen your intuition and just be able to, you know, just make a decision and not really be so indecisive about and unsure about things, uh, like I said, it's gonna steer you in the right direction more times than not. So yeah. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, you know, tell me happy birthday, you know. Uh yeah. That's all this video, like that's all I got for this video. I don't know what the next video gonna be about, but yeah, thank you for watching the video. And y'all have a good day. Thank you.